Welcome, Sagittarius and Sagittarius cross-watchers, to your May 2023 love reading. So I apologize that we do have already this card out. Unfortunately, it came out while I was not recording. I say it like that. I forgot to record. I apologize. So we're going to get the relationship situation, what you guys are thinking and feeling about each other this month, and then along with your actions or intentions towards each other and the relationship. So thanks for stopping by my channel today. I hope you guys have had a wonderful week. We're going to start with your person here. So we have the, okay, Eight of Cups reversed and Two of Wands. In their headspace, we have Page of Cups in their heart space, and their actions or intentions towards Sag. Ten of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Trying to make sure you guys can see everything. And what's in Sag's head? And what's going on in Sag's heart? Here's the Empress with the King of Pentacles. Good Lord. And then the Magician. Okay. And we have the Six of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So, Sag, I think we'll start with you over here. We have the Judgment card. So Judgment usually talks about transitioning or maturing, going into the next stage. And Sag, I feel with this, it feels like it's almost like a long time coming sort of thing. I feel like it's something that you have been, like whatever this change is that you're going through right now, it feels like it's something that you've been either like you've been waiting for it for a while, or you've been waiting for this cycle to close out for a while. And I feel like to a certain extent you may have, it's almost like you've been in a cycle for so long and you've been looking to a certain solution for so long that it's almost like you kind of forgot that you were waiting for something. And I feel like it's almost like whatever else you were focused on while you were waiting for that thing, excuse me, it feels like you ended up getting so much enjoyment out of whatever that other thing was that you're just more focused on it right now. I feel like I already said that, so if I did, I apologize. Sorry, one moment, please. Sorry about that, Sag. So, the cards were talking about how you're kind of in this transition stage. And I feel like you are Sag. If you could see the look I'm giving you right now, you'd know exactly what I am about to say. I feel like you know that someone is interested in you. I feel like you know that someone's looking at you. And I kind of have to give you some props, just from me personally, because I feel like you're, it's almost this energy of like, just because someone is looking at you doesn't mean you're going to, do anything different, if that makes sense. In the sense that it's like, yeah, that's great. This person is in some way demonstrating interest in you, but it's like, unless they're doing something about it, maybe it's kind of like a nice compliment, but it's not anything that you are getting too shaken up about. I feel like this person takes for freaking ever, or at least from your perspective. I know, as fire signs, I'm a Saggy. Sometimes I know it's a generalization, okay? But from my understanding, when Saggies see something, they want something, they go get it. You know what I mean? There isn't all of this kind of, not waiting necessarily, but I feel like this person is somebody that analyzes every detail, or it's like they analyze everything down to the last tiny, minute detail, right? I feel like sometimes this person may get lost in the details. It does feel like they're a king, right? They're not a knight or a page. So I feel like, they may get lost in those sorts of details. They've learned how to pull themselves back when that happens. It actually feels like this person maybe there's somebody that has a lot of money, or they have a lot of security or something like that, because I feel like this one, it's like they're used to expressing, some sort of interest in people and having those people be drawn towards them. But because that's not the energy that you're in, and please don't get too hung up on the genders, right? Just because it's an Empress doesn't necessarily mean that you identify as a female, okay? It's more about the energetics of it. So it's like this person assumes that you'll come to them, right? And I feel like that's probably because that's worked for them before. But I feel like in the past, they looked for people, or not looked for people, but they were attracted to people that needed them in some way, that would be somehow dependent on them. And it's like that same dependency seemed to really put this person off. All of a sudden, I'm feeling super anxious, like that feeling in my stomach and my chest, Excuse me, I'm not sure where that's coming from. It's almost like it could be this person's. I feel like they may be used to getting what they want, and the fact that it doesn't, you kind of don't just, sashay your fine behind over to them. It's almost like it's the first time in a long time they've had to put a strategy or a plan in place to go after something, instead of having it just kind of show up for them or kind of be drawn towards them. And I feel like that may be why they're kind of circling back around into some old patterns. How the cards were talking about, this person kind of gets lost in the details, but they've learned how to pull themselves out. I feel like that's why that getting lost in the detail energy is coming back around, because they're not used to the dynamic that's happening between the two of you. I also feel like there might be... It doesn't feel so much like it's an age difference. It could be. It just feels like there's either like a body type or a height difference, or it just feels like there's some sort of physical, material difference between the two of you. It could be that your energy seems to be really big, or it's like you might seem like a really big, not big personality in that, you're somebody that is pushy or you suck all the air out of the room. It feels more like, to them, it's almost this energy of like you were kind of the person or the type of person that they always wanted when they were young. So you coming around and then being like, holy crap, I might actually have what I need to get the person I really want. It's almost like it seems to kick them back into that energy where they felt young, where they felt small, where they felt like they were... it just feels like you seem to make this person feel like a shy energy when they actually, in their regular everyday life, in the typical them is somebody that really takes control of the situation. They seem to easily kind of like positively influence the things around them. But I feel like with you, it's almost like they kind of just get stuck staring at you, not in a creepy way, but in a admiration, sort of admiring. I want to say it's like admiring something that you've taken a lot of time to build, right? Let's say, for example, you're building a wall and you were laying those bricks yourself, and you've laid the bricks for this entire wall, and you step back and it's like, and it looks not perfect, but absolutely beautiful. And you just kind of want to sit there and stare at it for a little while to use as motivation to keep going. And I feel like that's the kind of energy that this person feels when they look at you. So then we have the Magician here. Sag. So for some of you, this person that's really admiring you could be this person here. I feel for others of you, it actually may be someone else. For some of you, maybe it doesn't feel like it's all of you, okay? But for some of you, it feels like it's somebody from the past that that you may not have kind of had a full-fledged relationship, or it kind of didn't go, maybe a couple of days or something and it fizzled out, or whatever it was, it didn't kind of fully bloom, if you will. And from what I'm seeing, it kind of feels like there's someone behind you that does seem to have a bit of a controlling energy that wants you. And I feel like, and you're also seeing this other person over here. But I feel like this person is, they seem to be almost like a little too chaotic, a little too flighty, a little too, how do I say this? It's the energy of somebody that, like, they're going to be making bedroom eyes at you across the restaurant or across the bar, dance floor, wherever you are, all night long. And it's like they just want to know they can have you. I feel like this person, it's like they have every intention of going home with someone else. But it's like they want to dance with you. They want to know that, I almost want to say, they want you, but I feel like they're in a place where they don't want to, it's almost like they don't want to level up or put in the work that they know would be required for something to happen. It's almost like this person does have like they have enough to give you what you need in a relationship, like emotionally and that sort of thing. It actually feels like they just might not be ready. Right? So it's like the kind of person that would kind of beckon you over to come and dance with them. And it's like the second you get there, they're already dancing with somebody else. And I feel like, and here's this person over here that actually seems to be quite hurt that you chose someone else over them. I feel like you might notice this person being a little bit bossy, a little bit detached. It feels like the type of energy of somebody that it's like they almost seem to want to punish you in a certain way. We're just going to pull a clarifier on this person here. This King of Pentacles. Can we get a clarifier? Yikes. Okay. So the heads up here, this person may be quite enamored with you. Okay, the cards have gone over that. But it does not feel like they are here to... It feels like the kind of person that would need to be handled with care. It's almost like you may know more than them about a certain topic, but I feel like they're the kind of person that you would have to pretend that you don't, or you would have to kind of gently tell them that things are a certain type of way, right? It's the kind of person that can't be corrected in public. And even when it's in private, it feels like it needs to be very careful. I feel like this is the kind of person that would get real loud when they're upset. It feels like the kind of person that has almost like I feel like it's a little bit of a hair trigger temper. I mean, of course, that doesn't mean that this person is... It doesn't mean that they are any type of way when it comes to being abusive. They may not. I'm not feeling it either way. I am feeling that this person... it's almost like if the two of you were in a relationship and they felt like they weren't in control, I feel like they're the kind of person that would take pot shots at you. You know what I mean? It's like they try to knock you down a few pegs in front of people in order to make themselves feel like they're on top. I feel like it's almost like it would be second nature to them. They wouldn't even notice that that's what they're doing. I feel like they would apologize for it later, but it's almost like I feel like to a certain extent they wouldn't stop doing it. And they seem to feel that you should just kind of figure it out. And I want to say, like, it's almost like they feel that you should just figure out how to stop triggering them rather than them taking responsibility for their own actions. So, then we have this person over here. We have the Eight of Cups and the Two of Wands. Oh, sorry, one moment, please. Sorry about that, Sag. So, With this combination here, I mean, obviously, I feel like this person, see now, okay, I'm sorry that I'm kind of stumbling here, Sag. At first, it kind of felt like this one was going to be really like great and treat you well, and I feel like the more that we get into this reading, it actually feels like that person is. It's like you haven't really kind of got into a relationship with them, or you haven't let it fully bloom for good reason. Even if you don't know exactly kind of what's going on with them, or you haven't felt into, or not that you haven't felt into things. I don't know what you felt and what you haven't, right? You may know that this person has kind of something off about their energy, but you may not know exactly that it's that kind of controlling ego sort of thing. And I feel like here's this person over here, and I feel to a certain extent, it's almost like they seem to have made the decision to not walk away. And it's almost like this person might be a commitment phobe. You know what I mean? It's like they don't want to walk away, but they're moving very slowly because it's like, I feel like this is the kind of person that they seem to want to cut and run a lot. And that doesn't mean that they will, okay? It doesn't mean that they are, even irresponsible, right? It just feels like this person, it feels like they would have to build a friendship first. You know what I mean? It's like they have to build something safe first before they can kind of do anything else, if that makes sense. It does feel like this person, it's like they definitely don't want to walk away from this. I feel like we're just going to get a clarifier for up there. So we have the Mother and Son of Swords. That would be the Queen and Knight of Swords here. I feel like this person may have, they seem to have somebody that has almost kind of given it to them straight, if you will. You know, the kind of person in your life that, if you're messing up, they'll come in and like with love, but they'll kind of be like, listen, you're messing up and this is how. And if you continue, then, this is probably going to happen. I feel like it's that type of energy. I feel like this person that kind of, not the runner energy, you know what I'm saying? I feel like somebody came in and told your person, like, listen, if you don't stop this, you're just not going to find anybody. So it's almost like, not that, oh, now is as good a time as any, right? It's more that I feel like this person doesn't really want most people. You know what I mean? It's like maybe there's people that are interesting to them and da-da-da-da-da, but I feel like you may be one of the first people in a long time that they've actually felt like that they wanted to fight for. And I feel like that may be the encouragement that this person is giving your person. Almost like, it feels like the type of energy where it's like, if your person doesn't usually find people they want to fight for, and it's time to start learning how to do that, it's time to start learning how to kind of put that in and not be afraid that you're going to be trapped. I feel like now is the time for this person to kind of do that. And it does feel like, it's like they're doing that and they're approaching you, but it's like they have this, it just feels like this impulsive urge to just drop what they're doing and run. They're not going to, but it's definitely there. And I feel like that's where this Ten of Pentacles reversed is coming from. It feels like the type of energy of somebody that it's like they'll come in and it's like you might see them kind of like messaging you something, but it's almost like, and it starts like it might kind of be a certain type of conversation and then it gets really cold. And it feels like even though you are in this really gorgeous energy, you are the Empress energy, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that you identify as female. It feels more that this person, it's like you may feel at times that they're interested and you may feel at times that they're not. And it's almost like you don't really know what's going on with them. And because you may be somebody that is a little more intuitive than most, maybe you're usually able to kind of like suss out what people are, what their intentions are, or what they're feeling about you. But because this person is so, it's like they can't not that they can't decide, but they have that kind of impulsive need to run or impulsive need to stay detached. I feel like even you may have a hard time figuring out if this person's interested or not. What's in their heart space? We have the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups, of course, is that energy of somebody that it feels like the kind of person that's just opening their heart to love again. And it's almost that energy of like they're just taking the cloth off of all of the furniture in the house. They're just opening the curtains. They're just starting to kind of like buff up all of the... It feels like their heart is something that like they took the cloth off and now they're trying to buff it out or buff it up. You know what I mean? I hope you know what I mean. And I feel like this person may come across with this kind of like detached. They don't really seem to be investing in much, but I feel like actually they are someone that is very sensitive, and it's like they're kind of watching everything you say and do to see if there's a sign that what they believe is true, that like love might actually be real. Wow. Didn't expect that to come out. So we have the Queen of Swords twice. So we have, okay. So we have the Ace of Wands with the Queen of Swords, Nine of Pentacles under that, Eight of Cups under that. So I feel like this person, I feel like they've made the choice to at least see what happens here, but it does feel like they're pretty skittish about it. I think I'm just going to pull a clarifier here. Or not a clarifier. Just kind of like, how do I say this? I guess like a final advice card or something. It just feels like there's more. So we have the Five of Cups with the Four of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I mean, I feel like going towards love for this person actually may elicit some feelings of kind of like, I want to say loss and regret, but let me flesh that out a little bit. That loss and regret it doesn't mean that they're moving backwards. It actually means that they're moving forwards, because it's like they're moving. I feel like it's more confirmation actually that they're moving out of that like disinterested, not being able to see what's on offer energy. Unfortunately, I'm not laughing because it's funny. It's like, unfortunately, they're actually moving into an energy that they start to feel like they may have missed out on things because they stayed in this energy for so long. And I feel like that may actually leave them in that place where they're feeling a bit disconnected for a while. It's like they may be in a kind of like emotionally charged energy, but it's not the type of energy that it's almost like that they're connecting to anybody with, if that makes sense. And we have I thought it was. Look at this. So we have the King of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles again underneath that, right? So I kind of feel like there's somebody that may come in that's super bossy, that likes to tell everybody what to do. They seem to think that it's not anybody that's been on the I was going to say on the board, but on the table already. I feel like whoever this person is, they seem to think they know better than everybody. They seem to be, it's one of those people that like, they just seem to be a know-it-all. I feel like to a certain extent, this person may act that way because it's like when people they care about get hurt by others or make poor choices, right? It's like this person wants to come in and make that not happen. And it's like, but their way of doing that is coming in and almost kind of like telling people that they don't know enough to make decisions for themselves type deal. That doesn't feel quite right. They seem to be the kind of person that thinks that they have all the answers. And I actually feel like that person kind of entering this whole realm here seems to help this King of Pentacles see themselves as they are. And it's almost like this person, well, this one is kind of like, okay, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to start looking at love. It's like this one that may have been in pursuit of you, that may have been kind of feeling like they were ready. It's like this one comes around and they realize what they're doing and how they're acting. And I feel like they seem to feel like, okay, well, there's something, it's almost like whatever the mess is that they have that they're going, or not mess, but like whatever it is that they need to fix about themselves, this person actually seems to be the kind of one that has enough respect for others and certainly for you that they just kind of actually may retreat into themselves. And I feel like that kind of gives you the opportunity to explore something with this person should you choose to do so. So Sag, I think I'll leave it there. If this reading resonated, I hope it was helpful and brought you some clarity. And we will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.